All right, so I am currently bombing up to New Hampshire to look at a car. It's a 2005 Dodge Magnum. It happens to have the Hemi in it. I've been kind of looking for something to replace this Honda Fit that was my daily driver when I was commuting to work. Now I'm working from home, and the 87 Mercury Colony Park wagon that you've seen in the background of shots. The reason for that is I don't need a super efficient little daily driver if I'm not commuting every day. And while I like this Fit, it's got a bit of a rough ride. The design of the rear suspension just means if you hit a bad bump, it just drives it right up into your spine. So I've been driving the wagon for my around town driving and whatnot, and I've really been enjoying it. But that wagon is, I bought that for $500 a couple years ago. I've put a bunch of work into it, but it's still a cheap beater station wagon when you get down to it. The air conditioning doesn't work. It's got other little weird quirks, and it's going to dissolve if I use it as my only daily driver in New England and drive it all winter. So I've been looking for something else, running through options, and I realized I'm really enjoying driving a full-size V8 station wagon. So let's go look for full-size station wagons. And the Dodge Magnum is one of your only choices that is not a high-end luxury European car. So this one popped up. It's pretty cheap. It's got a little bit of dents on the body, looks like somebody sideswiped it or something, but nothing dire. Rust-free, supposedly runs well except for an exhaust leak and an O2 sensor. So we're driving up to see it. What makes it interesting is Hurricane Henry is making landfall in about, 5 hours. Pretty much, I'm in Rhode Island. It's making landfall in the Rhode Island-Connecticut border. So I'm driving away from the storm now, and then I'm going to be coming back basically as the storm is hitting. So that'll be interesting. So what I'm going to do is put you on a time lapse so you can watch the road, and then we're going to get going. I didn't film the buying process because it started pissing down the moment I got here. But I'm going to show you my new toy. I just bought myself another V8 station wagon. It's got some dents on this side. It's a little grimy, but for the price, it's a really good deal. All right. Now that I'm not getting absolutely drowned while standing up, I can talk a little bit more. I'm not going to pay any attention to the camera because I'm on a very windy road. But I just bought the car. That was a branch. Guy I bought it off. I really wish the weather had been nicer because really cool guy. Had a fully restored 69 Chevelle convertible, a couple of 80s SS Monte Carlos, and some square body pickup trucks. Just yard full of stuff. Total car guy. It was his daily driver. He said he put about 15,000 miles on it in about a year and a half. Just a shoot. He just bought a truck, so he doesn't need two vehicles for daily driver use. That's why he's selling it. There's a little rust in the right quarter, nothing major, a little bubble behind the wheel well. Other than that, the body looks like it's in really great shape. No rot in the dog legs, no rot in the rockers that I can find. I'm sure I'll find more New Hampshire car and all, but it seems like it's in good shape. The interior is all right. It's going to need a really thorough detail, and the hand sanitizer he was using ate the finish on the center console, but don't care about that too much. Runs well, accelerates well. The brakes probably need some attention. The front brakes work, but they don't inspire confidence. There's a small exhaust leak, and it's got an evap code because almost certainly because it's got a cold air intake on it. Those things, from what I've read, hate cold air intakes. So got it for a good price. He's gonna deliver it tomorrow or Tuesday, and I'll pay him off the rest of it and get into it more. What's probably gonna happen is that I'm gonna do the stuff it needs to pass inspection, which is probably gonna be the front brakes, the exhaust, see if I can get rid of that evap code, and then once it's registered and I drive it a little bit, see if it needs anything else mechanically. I have plans for it. We'll get into that at another point. But for right now, I have the toolbox in the back of this because I'm dropping it off at the friend who's buying its place. Jesus Christ, his branch is down over the road. But yeah, gotta head home now. Gotta try and outrun this storm, and we have a new project car / daily driver / terrible idea. Hey all, stopped to drop off the toolbox at my friend's place, and check this shit out. This place is cool as hell, so I'm gonna give you a quick tour. So, do you race this?
Yeah, I raced this one, SCCA Autocross, and some time attack stuff. Yep.
That is cool as hell. Original motor or?
No, so this is the F54 block with the N47 head that's been swapped on it with like a pretty hot cam because the head swap, if you do the N47, it's usually too high compression to actually, it'll ping and whatever, so. Yeah, it's got a hot cam on it to make sure that we have enough overlap to have the thing not blow up, and then triple lever carbs because they're cool.
And full coilovers and everything.
Yeah, full coilovers. Yeah, completely set up with suspension stuff. It's tuned by TeknoAXE Tuning. It's a good company to work with. So yeah, I've talked to them pretty regularly to make sure everything's set up the right way. But yeah,
that is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Sparks WRX, which is clearly getting an engine swap.
Yep.
And he's got a couple of other awesome stuff. TR7?
That's a TR7. Yep, Triumph TR7, and then we've got the White 300ZX as well. Also another California car. So.
When I was in high school, there was a guy who worked in the same building as my dad who had one of these. And the thing I remember most distinctly about it was the 3 switches he had hidden under the armrest in the middle that shut off the rear lights, the brake lights, and the license plate lights, because he would do speed runs on the highways in Connecticut. And every time he saw a cop, he would just make his car go away.
These ones are awesome. This is like so there's like the Zinky and the Inky versions of these things. And this one I love because it's the Datsun Nissan. It's the
shit,
Datsun
I didn't even notice
Nissan
that.
Turbo, right?
Oh, so it's in the transition years where they were trying to like...
Yeah, it's friggin' sweet. It's awesome.
That is cool as hell.
Yeah, it's a 3-liter turbo. I mean, it's like the one you want, right? Like it's a cool car.
Yeah, awesome.
Love that thing.
What are your plans for this one again?
Well, the stock block can do easily 400 or 500 horsepower, so I probably will switch up the turbo. Right now it's got the T3, so I'll swap that and maybe a whole set or something, and probably push 500 horsepower. I don't know. I'll build the block. I need to pull it anyway. The block's got unicorn blood in it. It's all gross.
Ooh.
I drove it across the country, and when I got to Texas, I did like an oil change, and it was just metal. You know.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't want to hold my block.
So you road tripped this. That must have been cool as hell.
Yeah, I did it in I guess February before COVID.
Oh, so you just missed all the like COVID lockdowns, basically.
Yeah, I missed all the lockdowns, and I drove it from California. It's seen Grand Canyon, all the trees at what's it called, Kings and Forest and all that. Yeah, I mean, I drove. I went down to see the satellite dishes.
Oh, Arecibo? No, not Arecibo.
No.
I know the one you're talking about, the large array. The one that's just the
VLA.
rose. Yeah.
So it went down to VLA, all that stuff. I mean, we did some good stuff. I drove the thing all the way up to Rochester, right? Like, from California, we followed basically the South Path, and then went up the East Coast, and then all the way up to Rochester to drop off my friend, which is in February, not the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
But it made it all the way back here, so yeah, very happy about the car. It's a mix now. The 300ZXs are tough because you can't get a lot of the parts for them. They're just
it's
not available. The 90s 300ZXs are the one everyone likes, the twin turbo.
Mm-hmm.
These ones are kind of...
That's the thing I've discovered with my 87 Mercury is I have a harder time finding parts for that than I do for my 56 Olds. And the Olds is obscure.
Right.
It's not like a Chevy. But it's just like the like Olds I can go on eBay and sooner or later somebody will have the part, you know, off of something. But the 87, it's like the simplest pieces of trim and it's just impossible.
It's everything for this. So I've got a bunch of Volkswagen parts. I've got some the exhaust is a Ford Mustang exhaust. I've got the machine shop back here, right? I've got the mill, the lathe, whatever. So I can make parts if I need to or modify them. But yeah, there's not much Nissan stuff left because other than like the block, just because you can't find it. So, but I can make it, so no big deal.
Yeah, cool as hell. So you know that stop off real quick and then outrun the storm? Yeah, I did the most dangerous thing ever, which is hang out with car guys. You just saw that wonderful clip of all the cars he's got. Yeah, that turned into 2 hours of bullshitting about everything under the sun. Me saying I'm leaving 5 times and whatnot before I literally said I'm leaving and turned and walked out before we could start another conversation. So that storm that I was trying to outrun, well, it is supposedly hitting the hitting the Rhode Island coastline right about now. So I'm going to be driving into the storm, sort of. Again, it's heading more towards Connecticut to Rhode Island. But I'm going to be driving into the storm I was trying to outrun because I ended up hanging out with cool people instead. So we're going to put you back on the time lapse and we're going to get the hell home.